around them because I had already did the from one hand to another in my 4th paragraph.
Okay. But don't think about you having the movie again is what Nate Parker's Virginia, and Nate Parker's in the movie. That's what's dope about that.
Yes.
Oh, you got the movie too? I didn't think it was a movie. Let me see.
Oh, you never seen it?
Okay. So while we're doing that, everybody's getting situated, and we got a minute or so to go. Well, I'm gonna sit my honey right here. Well, I'm gonna go because y'all know I'm a little accident prone sometimes.
He's not doing this.
All right, what we're gonna do today is I do have a correction to make. And y'all did not correct me, so Ebony, you had your blue on for a reason. Affiliation is important on the streets. And what I'm talking about regards to that, because Nipsey, which Eric downstairs, thank you, reminded me. I was like, oh my God, I said blood. So I was like, let me forgive myself, like forgive me for saying the incorrect affiliation.
Yes, you did say he was a blood.
But then when we saw the streets leak the information, they were like, right, but the streets said probably one dude that may have been a blood, and I was like, okay, maybe my subconscious spirit was doing something, but I had to correct that because y'all know affiliation is very important. You know, I know about Snoop Dogg affiliation, but what I want to do, what I'm going to see, have y'all ever seen Ice-T Colors?
Ice-T who?
Oh, the movie? Yeah.
The song itself.
Oh.
Okay, what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it was like 83 or something.
Yeah, old school. What I'm going to do just for your archives when we get downstairs, I'm going to forward it to you so you know. Because I've known people that have been in the game, the drug game, the mafia is real, the mob, the cartel, everybody, even I believe the Irish have gangs, the Scottish have gangs, everybody has a gang or affiliation. The drug game is real. So in our class that we get to talk about all of this, some people don't.
Minorities have some sort of gang or mob mentality. Because like the Irish started out in New York because they were put into ghettos.
Right.
They were discriminated against. So they pulled power from the streets.
No, you're good. Like I said, it's reading for everything. I just want to make sure. But everybody, like Cindy said too, everybody has an affiliation, but I want to make sure I address that affiliation and make sure that we corrected that because that was important.
Yeah, I meant to say that next class.
Yes, and y'all, anytime remember that I'm here, correct me, especially if you know.
I caught it. I thought you were talking about somebody else.
Yeah, because I was talking to our boyfriend about it, and he said he's a crip.
Right, so correct me, please.
And I had blue on. You said I had.
Yeah, you had blue on that day.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh yes, because you asked me why.
Yeah, I thought it was like purple blue. It was like blue, but it was still like a purple blue, and I was like, so you were channeling and didn't even know. But that's important to know, and I think that was important for us to bring to the discussion. One, I don't think people, they talk about cowboys and Indians in the class. It's rare people talk about gang affiliation, and it is true. I remember growing up, I don't know if you ever heard about the DARE program.
Yes.
We talked about all of those things, and and I grew up in the area or the era that knew about it on the West Coast when it got really heavy, and that's why these songs came out. So I'm going to also send you the West Coast All-Stars. We're all in the same gang. Y'all remember that song too? Okay. But what I am going to start today,
They probably don't.
That's why I'm going to send it to you all. Jay-Z won an NAACP award, image award. I'm going to send you all that. And the background is blue.
I seen it online yesterday.
Because they were talking about how Omari Hardwick kissed Beyonce.
See, you always in some drama. But look, I don't know why. His speech, though, was really nice. And then he said something about Abraham Lincoln. He gave some words about Abraham Lincoln, so I'm going to send you that. But these I'm going to send when we get downstairs. But while we are here, I want to play, which is very relevant, and I end up using this in the first presentation that I end up doing on KRS-One. I think right now this is very relevant, even though the song is still old. And they try to revamp the song. It has nothing on this original right here. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll start to play it. I hit the lights.
We all agree tonight, all of the speakers have agreed that America has a very serious problem. Not only has America...
You know you want to pop out the dance.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to say that. You know she does. Self-destruction, and my self-destruction. Self-destruction, and my self-destruction. Self-destruction, and my self-destruction. Self-destruction, and my self-destruction.
Well, today's topic, self-destruction. It really ain't the rap audience is bugging. It's one of two suckers, ignorant brothers, trying to rob and steal from one another. You get caught in the mid. So to crush that stereotype is what we did. We got ourselves together so that you can unite and fight. fight for what's right, not negative. Cause the way we live is positive. We don't kill our relatives.
Pop, 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 when it's shot, who's the blame? Headlines, front page, and raps the name. MC's like in state the bottom line. The black on black crime was way before our time.
Super rough fight with a knife that's fight. Cry, cause you died. And try to death when he left his very last breath. Was I slept, so watch your step. Back in the 60s, our brothers and sisters were hanged. How could you get banged? I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man. Cause that's self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah.
Funky fresh dress to impress, ready to party. Money in your pocket, dying with your body. To get inside, you pay the whole $10. Got shake with a razor blade, take it to your collar. Leave the guns in the crack and the knobs alone. MC lights on the microphone. Bum rushing and pushing, snatching and taxing. I can't understand why brothers don't be maxing. There's only one disco, that close one more. You ain't going the door. So what you got in front of you? Do you rob the rich and give to the poor? Yo, daddy. Who's this little bitch away from the mob? Oh, why, daddy-o? Who a crime? End up in jail, you gotta go. Cause you did the crime and get paid today. And tomorrow you'll be behind bars in the worst way. Why from your family? Cause you're locked away. Now tell me, do you really think crime pays? You on taking what your brother had?
Little sucker.
You talking all that jazz.
It's time to stand together in unity. Cause if not, then you'll win soon to be self-destroyed. Undestroyed. B-rap race was a
That's what they say.
lost race.
This is what music was conscious.
It's self-violence.
What they say is
Science. Down the road that we call eternity.
And it's still relevant.
When knowledge is forming, you learn to be self-sufficient, independent. To teach the each is what rap intended. Plus society wants to invade. So do not walk this path that they laid. It's self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. D9, break it down like this. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction.
I'm just gonna hang and I was born dead. The box in the back was 67. If we would've felt the grown to another level, we can't be human beings for the devil. The enemy knows there are no rules because everyone knows the hip-hop rules. So we gotta get it and rap what's cool. The opposition is weak and rap is strong.
This is all about no doubt to stop violence. But first, let's have a moment of silence. Swing. Since stated, re-educated, evaluated, voice of the past have faded. These ain't levels of memories of our related. And I hate it when someone dies and they all hurt up for a silly old cheated. I'm just word up. It doesn't make you a big man. And you wanna go against your brother man. And you don't know that's part of the plan. Why? 'Cause rap music is in full demand. Understand?
Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. My name is just as a man, not a waster. I was low as the next one. The word means that it's no fun. The time's down to unite everyone. You don't have to be soft to be for peace. Rather than killing and murdering is the least. You don't have to be chained by the beast. Before the people is time I release. Hey yo, here's the situation. Idiocy, nonsense, violence. Not a good policy, therefore we must ignore. Fighting, fussing, happens at the tussle. There'll be no bum rushing. Let's get together before falling apart. I heard a brother shot another, it broke my heart. I don't understand the difficulty, people. Love your brother, treat him as an equal. They call us animal, I don't agree with them. I'm proving wrong, but right is what you're proving them. Take heed before I leave to understand. Or we'll all be on our knees.
Right. Heavy deep in the heart of the matter. The self-destruction is served on a platter. Making a day, not failing to anticipate. They got greedy, so they fell for the bait. That makes them a victim. Pick them from new jack in jail, but to the best they'll drop. There's no one wrong, cause in jail you're a number. They never took the time to wonder about
Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction.
Yes, we urge the words we live for the love of our people to hope they get along. Getting the point to our brothers and sisters who don't know the time.
so we run around.
Steady your heads, you know our job, the building
All right, so like I said, I wanted to play that. This song is still relevant. Obviously, if you listen to the content, it was conscious rap music, and they all came together for that cause. I don't know, it's kind of like We Are the World, in a way. But for the community, because of the time, of course, the gang violence was getting out of control. But again, no, I don't think any of us in this room have grown up. I mean, probably aware of it, but we haven't grown up in that environment. But people seek to gangs for survival, even though the demise, a lot of times, is death. But they do it to align with individuals because they're like, I got your back. If something pops off, I'm riding with you. We go down together, type of thing. So it's also about survival. So when people outside of the communities want to judge people for it, you don't know what they're going through in their community. Do we agree with it? No. But at the same time, if that's what they're doing for their survival, who are you to judge? Now, they're killing one another. No, that's the whole thing that needs to cease and desist. But anybody else want to say anything in regards to that? Has everybody seen this video before, or is this your first time?
First time.
Your first time too, Sydney? Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've heard the remix.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's plenty of
I haven't
remixes.
seen the original.
And if you get KRS-One's book, and the back of that, and also throughout, also DJ Red Alert is mentioned quite often. I was like, you're on this page, and then when I was reading it, he starts smiling because he was part of that movement as well. But the end of the book, I ended up finding out Neo did like one of the remixes close towards the I think it was like the second or last, and I could find the other ones because I found them before, but they did it. But when I still hear the original versus the one that they came after the revamp, it's still,
Nothing like
it doesn't touch this, yeah.
Especially with Heavy D, like he's not alive anymore.
I would like to say, if my memory serves me correct, even though, yeah, he's not alive anymore, I want to say in Stacy's family, they were connected some kind of way, because he's Jamaican, and I believe, or they knew him because he's from Jamaica. But now, we're going to implement Edgar Allan Poe, because I wanted to do this last class, but also I thought about Sydney, but all of us as a whole, because Edgar Allan Poe, if you looked at the photos that I sent you, I know it was kind of hard, but you really got to zone in. He is a what? VA legend, because down at the beach it says Virginia legend. So we have 8 minutes, we'll do this, and then I'm going to play one more song before we get downstairs. Going to work on, we're going to help your revisions, paragraph by paragraph, while we're working with other students. Start working your paragraph 4, okay? But we'll play this. And then it's done by James Earl Jones. So I don't know if y'all want to take notes or just soak up the ambiance, but again, this is a VA legend. And that was the guy, Ricardo, that came in. He was like, what class is this? He was like, this class is fun. This class is dope. And he didn't even know anything, but just listening to telling him what we do in this class. And then I was like, it's developmental English. He was like, well, you know, like, he was like, I want to be in this class. I was like, y'all have a voice. Y'all can go down and speak to Ms. Brown and implement other things, because I also said I'd be willing to teach public speaking. But like I said, your class is relevant, and it's needed. And like I know, because I sit in the same seat y'all sit in, and I'm like, oh, help me. So. Not all, but most.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Home place, and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the deep December, and each separate dying ember brought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly had I sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, 'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madam, truly, your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here, I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into this darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, the Lord. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, the Lord. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I found the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon the bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. Perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven. Ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled at this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled by the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, to the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheel a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking, what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I said, engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from some unseen censer, sung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still in bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted, on this home by a horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beat from out my heart and take thy form from out my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.
So, work from a VA legend. He tapped into his dark side a lot too, though, because you heard him talk about the devil and darkness and so forth.
It was suggested because there's very little proof, there's very little narrative on his life. He struggled a lot with bad mental illness, on top of, alcoholism and reported drug abuse. So, as well as just being naturally drawn to it, he was in league with, the likes of Mary Shelley and her husband Percy and everybody. He was the equivalent of the American Mary Shelley, basically. They lived during the same time period. And he kind of fell into that because being outcasted for, not being an upstanding, citizen, it kind of fed into that. But he just was like, people like it nowadays, so that's what I'll do.
So he gave us some knowledge on our VA legend. All right, so before we go downstairs and we see Richard came back.
Yeah, my math class was canceled, so.
All right, well, welcome. We're about to end soon, but we're going to end on this song, part of our VA legends. Kelis is linked to our VA legend, Pharrell and Neptunes and MERD, because she worked with Star Trek. So we're going to end on this note just because of the fact what we talked about at the beginning of class, and yeah, adding to VA legend history or extension of it. Has anybody heard the song that I'm playing? You know I got the CD, you know I have it. My CD is like 8 tracks. So this is on the first one. Okay. Listen to the words, conscious.
Baby boy,
when I'm a big fool now. The ghetto's nothing like the conclusion I came to. And see you can't move, status. Get confused and change the world. Don't let the world change you.
You duck out today after your bird. I don't see it. Is it y'all first time hearing that or no?
Yeah.
Really? For real? Everybody? What about you too?
No, not me.
Not you? Okay. You got the CD, Ebony, or you downloaded?
Well, that we have the CD.
Okay.
Kelis hasn't put music out in a while, so yes, CD we have.
I remember the first time I actually met her, the Stace was like, girl, when you see her, she can come out all pink in this hair. Sure enough, she can. She was like, with her voice and everything, the only thing I remember is her hair and the end. I was like, this girl always pink.
Yeah.
The same person you have seen is the same person that she is. But remind me again, when I go downstairs, I'm going to forward you Jay-Z, when he got his NAACP Image Award acceptance, and then the Ice-T Colors and West Coast All-Stars. We're all in the same game. So we're going to go downstairs, work on APA, but we're going to, our research papers. And then, did you bring your book, Shanita? So I can
Yeah, it's
see
right
it?
here.
Did you see what I was saying though, when I said you're probably need to change your outline or whatever, because it's geared towards the children, which is fine. Obviously, you just heard the song, so it all coincides. And then, James, you said you got everything that you needed?
Yeah.
Okay, what, so you went to the library for everything?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just want to
Yeah, I went to TCC library and they got Birth of Nation book, but instead they got Confessions of Nate Turner.
Of Nat Turner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nat Turner.
So as long as you get what y'all need, we can go ahead downstairs. I'll start recording. Richard, you're welcome anytime if you ever want to come to our class.
Yeah, I mean, it just happened that I forgot that she canceled the class today, so.
All right, well, welcome. We always welcome guests.
I'll meet y'all downstairs.